Good morning. I'm Tim Waples and I'm Chief Executive of the Forklift Truck Association, or the FLTA, which represents a large swathe of the forklift sector, including importers, distributors, dealers, suppliers of ancillary equipment and service, the truck buying public, plus of course, training providers. In looking at the future of workplace transport training, I first need to turn to the recent past because I believe it holds the key to how many of us will operate going forwards. Perhaps the most commonly used word throughout the pandemic has been unprecedented, something that has, and I quote, never been done or known before. I think that pretty well sums up the situation that has faced us, both as individuals and as organisations. And I'm equally sure that I'm not alone in feeling that the situation has been exacerbated by the information coming out of government, which has at times been confusing and ambiguous. What we most wanted in this time of crisis was clear, straightforward and authoritative information, plus the guidance and tools relevant to our situation. Finding such a repository of information lacking, the FLTA decided to create our own, working closely with expert colleagues from AITT, FLTA and HSE to create our own knowledge base. From the moment it was set up on the FLTA website, our FLTA COVID-19 Resource Centre has grown to become an ever-expanding and valued fund of up-to-the-minute information and advice, specifically created to be clear and concise. The centre contains instructions and images, do's and don'ts, templates and videos covering every imaginable materials handling topic, from cleaning forklifts to detailed help and instructions covering all aspects of HR. We did it because we could and because we believed we should. It quickly became the go-to place for our different membership groups who made it clear how much they valued the interpreted and distilled guidance that saved them wading through huge amounts of reading, much of which was largely irrelevant. So far, so good. But realising the damage the pandemic would do to the UK economy, we then broadened our reach to a far greater audience, doing it through an initiative called Access All Areas. In a bid to help frontline services and the wider business community, we opened up the entire FLTA website to anyone who might benefit from it, making available resources that, under normal circumstances, would only be available to paying members. I say this not to sing the praises of the FLTA. I know other trade associations have been doing similar things, but to highlight the urgent need and appetite for immediate and specialist help and the difficulty in obtaining it. Indeed, it only struck me some time into the pandemic that this role, providing highly targeted and trustworthy advice, is something that only a fit-for-purpose trade association can actually deliver. Uncluttered by political considerations, the good trade association understands the needs and mindset of its various communities, the pressures and issues they face, and the answers they need to function safely and effectively, especially in a crisis. Only a trade association has the capability to do both specific and prescriptive, to be both specific and prescriptive in its guidance. Do this and definitely don't do that. At any time, it should be a trusted source of relevant information, sound advice and practical tips, simply because it brings a level of awareness and industry-specific expertise that no other body can hope to match. For example, it was AITT that created the all-important protocols and guidelines for training during COVID, with detailed information on all the measures that need to be taken. and then lobbied HSE for its endorsement so the guidelines could be made available as quickly and as widely as possible. So essential training could go ahead. This was much valued resource. There's much valued assets in our resource centre. Alongside that, our HR specialists provided frequent updates on employers' responsibilities, backing them with a wealth of templates and a helpline that has proved invaluable. Our colleagues at BITA, meanwhile, proved a key source of expertise and guidance. They shared information on how to best stand down equipment that would not be needed and outlined procedures specifically for cleaning forklifts that were still in use. They provided clarity for truck owners on everything from shielding to routine inspections during the pandemic, all supported, of course, by our close colleagues at the HSE. This information is still available on both the FLTA and BITA websites today, should you wish to use it. The collaborative approach served the materials handling community well, and I believe it will continue to do so in the new normal. In summary, as someone who, as Chief Executive of Doosan, once needed the help of a trade association and now actually runs one, let me say this. If you are already a member of a trade body, please make the most of it. Explore all it has to offer. You may be surprised at what's available to help your business and save you money. Offer suggestions on what more could be done to help you. That, after all, is our primary function. And if you're not already a member, maybe the pandemic has awakened you to the support that is available from a trade association and the benefits that that may provide to your business. In the words of Ray Parker Jr., if there's something strange in your neighbourhood, who are you going to call? Thank you all very much for your attention. That concludes my presentation, and thank you, Adam, for inviting me to participate.